Major breaking news in the world of the transfer portal. Here we were, Miami Hurricanes fans, worried that there might not be a quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes, worried that maybe we had to deal with utilizing someone that we already have on the roster, or maybe potentially freshman Darian Coleman. But a major break has popped off today as Duke quarterback Darian Mensah, by now you've probably seen it, Darian Mensah is declaring for the portal on the final day. Now, the Miami Hurricanes have 4 extra days between January 20th and January 24th because they're in the national championship to make decisions. Now, there's been things that have gone that I've seen actually in social media that have presented other potential possibilities that sound realistic, including the possibility of Alberto Mendoza back up to his brother Fernando Mendoza potentially transferring to Miami. Now, that's all speculation because Indiana just brought in a transfer quarterback who's expected to be the starter next year. Now, that leaves that possibility. And heck, that possibility still might actually exist. But Darian Mensah would be the biggest quarterback pull to me in the country, even bigger than Sam Levitt, even bigger than whoever else, what other quarterback you can think of. This would be the biggest get. Darian Mensah, my goodness, he's going into his junior season. He's coming off of helping Duke win the ACC championship the first time since 1989. Finished with an outstanding season. But let's talk about that right now. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez. So I'm going to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, leave your comments. Let me know y'all thoughts on the content. A couple days out from the national championship game. I was actually downtown today picking up my media credential for tomorrow, media day at the Miami Beach Convention Center. Right now, earlier this evening, I wasn't able to be there, but the Miami Hurricanes went to their team hotel. Earlier today, you might see some videos. I know Inside the U just dropped something on the Miami Hurricanes hotel arrival. You can check them out and check out their video. But this is big breaking news. But again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave your comments. This is big breaking news, though, because Darian Mensah, Duke quarterback, has decided that he is entering the transfer portal. It says, this wasn't an easy decision, but after talking with my family, I believe it's in my best interest to enter the transfer portal. And ESPN's article, which was published at 5:14 p.m., says that Miami looms as the expected favorite in Mensah's recruitment when he officially becomes available. As you know, the Miami Hurricanes secured Cam Ward, secured Carson Beck. And boy, oh boy, this was big time. Initially, Mensah had decided to return to Duke for his redshirt junior season on December 19th after exploring the possibility of entering the draft. He was number 5 in Mel Kiper's quarterback rankings for the 26th draft, but he decided to go back to Duke. He signed a 2-year deal with Duke that would pay him up to $4 million in 2026. Now, it says here, if Mensah leaves Duke, sources told ESPN's Pete Thamel that his contract grants the university's exclusive name, image, and likeness rights, which could prevent Mensah from earning revenue sharing money at the next school unless Duke terminates the deal. Now, this is interesting also because Manny Diaz is the former coach of the Miami Hurricanes. There is relationship with Manny Diaz, and I don't know what would happen there, but Mensah is a 6'3", 205-pound redshirt sophomore out of California. He went to Tulane as a freshman, redshirt freshman seasons, and led Duke to its first. Oh, it says ACC championship. No, I spoke to a guy who was on the last ACC championship team. Maybe that was prior. Maybe it was a co-championship in 1989. I was told that by a former Duke football player, but maybe that's outright. Outright. Yeah, first outright, but their last ACC championship was a tie in 1989. He was a second-team All-ACC player, led the ACC in passing yards with 3,973 yards, 34 touchdowns, a whopping 34 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 76.6 QBR, completed just under 67% of his passes, and had a quarterback rating of 153.6. He got a big win over Virginia in the ACC championship game. He had a huge performance against Arizona State in the Sun Bowl, Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, throwing for 327 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a pick. It was an all-round, great season for Mensah. Obviously, the talent level, though, between the Duke Blue Devils and the Miami Hurricanes is night and day. He'd be potentially coming to a program that has big-time running backs returning, offensive line, defense that's just been elite this year under Corey Heatherman. The Miami Hurricanes have seemingly turned the corner in getting back into that national spotlight. And again, this is all speculation at this point. Miami's supposed to be the leader. Who else needs a quarterback at this point? Miami needs a quarterback. And I think Miami would pay even more than what he was getting, obviously, at Duke, which is, I'm sure, why he has decided to enter the portal. To sit here and say otherwise would be crazy. He had a game against Georgia Tech this year. They lost 27-18, but he was 32 of 44 for 373 yards and 2 touchdowns, no picks. He had another game where he threw for 361 in a 46-45 win at Clemson. 4 touchdowns, no picks. This guy's had some big numbered games. They did lose a few games. They lost to Illinois 45-19. They did lose to his former school, Tulane, but he threw for 313 in that game, 3 touchdowns and a pick. They lost 34-27. But this is a huge pickup. He's an athletic player, big, strong guy, good arm, pretty accurate. This would be an absolute coup for the Miami Hurricanes to pull this. There was all kinds of thoughts out there being that this is the last day for the transfer portal. And for him to declare today for the portal, there's been stuff in the background. There has to have been stuff in the background that is getting us to this point. Obviously, it has not been announced yet where he's going, but Miami does have until the 24th. So they do have an extra 4 days beyond, even Monday to figure out their quarterback position, but you got to be in the portal in order to do that. So this is obviously huge. This is exciting because, look, I think we all know that Miami needs a quarterback for next year. I did believe they needed a quarterback. I did have concerns about next year's situation, and I was more so leaning towards going towards Coleman if we didn't have a transfer come in who's ready to play. And I do think this also provides that opportunity to have Coleman get some work under Mensah as his backup, because I think Coleman will be the next guy in line personally. People may argue Emory Williams. People may argue Luke Nickel, but I think Coleman is probably that guy. This is huge news, though. As Miami prepares for the national championship, we will be in Miami Beach tomorrow doing interviews and so forth, and we'll bring as much content to you as possible. But this is a huge weekend for the Miami Hurricanes, obviously playing for the national championship on Monday. But the possibility of adding Darian Mensah is absolutely massive. Now, just mentioning the fact, and actually the backup quarterback also entered the portal and as a graduate transfer and committed to Missouri State on Thursday. So this is a tough weekend for Manny Diaz, as they don't have much. Who knows? Maybe one of the guys from Miami declares for the portal and ends up going up to Duke. Maybe that's what ends up happening. Maybe we do a trade. Maybe we're doing a trade. I have no idea, but I can tell you this is obviously huge, huge news for the potential success of next year's team. Despite, you're talking about there's levels to this thing, and this guy is at another level. Like, this guy had a great, great year, solid football player. And having the opportunity to play with the talent that Miami has here is second to none. He started 27 career games. He's obviously has experience. He's winning. He won at Duke, man. He really was the big thing behind Duke winning the ACC championship and being in the position to be there. So we'll see what happens, but definitely check out our content, and we will keep you updated, as will all the other Hurricane podcasts and websites. But for now, this is Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast, man. Like, subscribe, follow. We might have our guy, man. And it's really exciting news. That's all I got. Y'all like, subscribe, follow, hit that. Again, hit it all. We're here. 2 days out, man. By the way, shirt came in. Heck, I didn't even have one. I ordered mine. I hope y'all who have ordered stuff, I hope you enjoy it. I am sending y'all individual messages. I hope you've received them. So for everyone who's ordered, I greatly appreciate your support in this channel. Stuff is still up on the merch site. And I greatly appreciate y'all support of the channel. Y'all have a good one. Come on now.